All right, should we write some music?
Yeah, she says it so like it's so simple.
Yeah.
Hey, write a hit song.
Ever wonder how your favorite celebrities live?
You say zebra, I say zebra. Let's cool the whole thing off.
Now we are getting the keys and unlocking these jaw-dropping secrets inside the most incredible celebrity homes in America. I'm Andrea Boehlke. Come join me. This is Celebrity Homes Unlocked. We are back in sunny California. I'm at the home of Heather Morris and her family. Heather is an actress, a singer, and a dancer. You might remember her from the very popular TV show Glee. She was also a backup dancer for Beyoncé, and I really hope she doesn't make me dance, because I'm terrible. Let's go see what she's up to. What's your name?
Owen.
Owen. This is a nice welcoming committee here.
Yeah, I didn't make him say that. Don't worry.
Hi, Eli. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet
yes,
you.
thanks for having me. Right away, I can see Heather's Southwestern style influence in this space. Her husband, Taylor, is also a woodworker and craftsman, and I've heard he's responsible for custom building many of the furniture pieces in their home. What doesn't this couple do? I'm so excited to talk to both of you because I know you build furniture.
Yep.
You do a lot of DIY projects.
Yes.
So I feel like together you're a great team.
Yes.
So let's start in the living space.
Yes.
So tell me about the inspiration behind this living room.
Well, we met on MySpace.
Wait, did you really?
Yes, we met
Yeah.
on MySpace.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's well documented.
How did you go about starting this?
Like originally when we moved into this space, we had a friend, her name's Jess Hartman, and she kind of became famous on Instagram, but she does DIY and home decorating. And so she is in Arizona. I had her come here and just kind of start the entryway, and she got a really cool design piece here, but most of the stuff you find is very Arizona inspired. You know, like you have like
Like a chevron.
the chevron, I think,
Yeah.
is, and we have the cow skull. I think all of this just really speaks Arizona to me.
Where'd you get the cow skull from?
It's from Arizona.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yes, the designer was like, I can pick this up on the way to you guys. And I was like, you sure can, and you sure will, thank you.
You mean business. You're like, it has to be from Arizona.
It has to be a real cow skull.
One of the first things I noticed was this wonderful table here. So what's the story behind this?
Yeah, this is actually an extra piece of wood that came from my first ever commission piece as a full-time woodworker. So this had been hanging around the shop for about 2.5 years, and the thing we had in here previously was a little bit too tall for the lower type couch, so I figured let's kind of, you know, make a good use out of this piece. I'd always had it and kind of loved it, and wanted to just kind of make the use out of it, plus, you know, obviously function in a space like this too, so.
So you built this?
Yeah.
Do you just kind
built
of
it.
show up and bring new furniture into the space?
No,
and
I was, story goes, I was taking a nap right here. We were watching Paw Patrol, and then I wake up from my nap and there was a little table next to me.
It's incredible to see Heather's vision and Taylor's skill set come to life in these one-of-a-kind custom pieces. I can't wait to check out what other Taylor originals are in store on this home tour.
We found these really cool rugs that are washable. And this piece actually over here was one of the very first pieces I ever bought in LA. And I also have another piece of furniture that kind of goes hand in hand with it. And I've been wanting to get rid of it forever, and Taylor has always told me to hold on to it, and I'm really thankful because everybody who walks into this room is like, I love this so much.
Yeah, why would you want to get rid of it?
You know what? Because it's that culture, it's that design culture. It's like, let's get something new, something fresh, and like really understanding design and architecture is really about like sitting in a space and like finding what's yours. And I'm just grateful that he's like, you know, he's like my standing rock, and he's like, don't get rid of things like this. It's his favorite piece.
Well, it seems like design is so important to both of you.
Yeah.
At what age did that start, or what kind of was the impetus for that love of it?
I think once you kind of go into your own space and try and start, you know, building out your own home, you kind of reflect back on, you know, your folks' house or the house that you grew up in and what you kind of liked about that, or would have gone a different direction in, and then kind of, you know, like we've seen throughout, it's a lot of like what the space provides for you, and not everything's going to be cohesive, but if it checks a box for you, that, you know, you're going to be the one that's trying to enjoy that space. So like this piece in particular, it's never been something that you walked in and you thought, we could do something different over there. It was always just kind of one of those staples that kind of found its home right there.
Yeah, goes with the colors.
Yeah. What about you? When did you have this love of design start?
I remember when I was like 10, I had a best friend, her name was Carlin, and every time I went over to her house, her mom was always doing some sort of crazy DIY with her husband, and they would like turn the kids' rooms into a beach theme room, and so he would laminate the floor and make it look like sand, and then like draw crabs all over the walls. It was exquisite, and every time I went over there, I was just, I was so excited to explore what they were doing instead of playing with my friends. I was like, oh, I want to know what you're doing. So I think it really started with my friend when I was like 10 years old. And I think you have to get bored enough in life, or feel like you can just have the space to do whatever you want without destroying like your mom's home.
Beyond building furniture, this couple is also huge into DIY and upcycling and have conquered several spaces in their home. The contrast of this navy blue statement wall caught my eye from the moment I walked in, and I'm excited to get the scoop.
This wall was an accidental paint as well.
Oh, what
Yeah.
was it supposed to be?
It was not supposed to be this color, but we both, for some reason, thought that, I thought he wanted a dark wall. I thought like at some point he mentioned, we should paint the wall dark. Because originally we wanted to do like wood slats right here, right? We were like, let's make it a full wood slat wall. So I thought he was like, let's make it a dark wall. And he thought that I wanted a dark wall. So we both were confused, and then we were painting this dark wall, and Owen asked, he was like, why are we painting this wall dark? I was like, because Daddy wants it to be dark. And he was like, no, I didn't, you did. And we were like, what?
When Heather and Taylor aren't busy performing or building custom furniture, they're also super involved parents to 2 young boys. I love seeing the way Heather's Southwestern design style trickles into her boys' spaces as well. Do you find your kids are extra crafty because you two are?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think there's times where they firmly resist, and then there's times where we'll just wander in and they're like just going crazy on a
They already have a paintbrush.
paint project, or just the whole driveway is full of chalk drawings. And
I don't think we could get away from them being arts and crafts because we are always doing it. So if we were to not let them do it, they would be like sneaking into other rooms and like doing things without us knowing, and then it would just be a mess.
What was your plan for the boys' rooms?
I just want it to be fun and like a little bit sophisticated, but just fun, like super sweet, super simple.
With 2 boys that have this much energy, they each needed spaces that could keep up with their imaginations. From the custom beds to the decor, I'm loving the stylish looks in these boys' creative havens. I feel like your sons have such stylish rooms.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate it.
No, I love it. What was the inspiration for this room? I can tell that a lot went into the design on the wall.
Well, when I asked him what he wanted for his room, together I was like, what do you guys want for your room? They both said cars. They were both really interested in cars. So I was like, okay, instead of getting just like cute little car stuff, like little boy car things, I went and found like these car pictures and stuff like that. And Taylor made the bed.
version
Of course.
2.0.
How long does it take you to make a bed like that?
These 2 I made alongside of like other projects, so that obviously takes a little bit longer, but in and of itself, like one of these individually would probably be 2 or 3 weeks probably.
Okay.
Something like that.
No big deal.
Yeah.
Just 2 or 3 weeks, it's fine.
The guest room continues to wow me with the infusion of Arizona chic style. Heather's attention to detail throughout the house embodies the Southwestern vibe from room to room. Yeah, I mean, I'm just amazed how you're able to put a room together and like match it and coordinate. I mean, I don't have those skills. So is this something where you
Thank
see
you.
a room?
I feel like I don't either.
I think you do.
Is this working? I don't
But
know.
I mean, what's the first thing when you get into a room and you're thinking of how to design it? What are the first couple things that you look for or think about?
I definitely feel the vibe for sure. Like I come into a room and I think about what I want it to feel like. And I don't know, I'm into art. So like little pieces, not like expensive art, because art can get extremely expensive, and that's the hard part, is you want to invest in it, but it does cost a lot of money. So if you can get recycled art or whatever, but I always like to invest in small businesses specifically. And there's our son.
We knew he'd get
Super
involved.
camera shy. Somehow he would get in here.
Yeah.
Heading into Heather and Taylor's bedroom, I feel like I've been transported to an Arizona desert spa. The use of dark and light tones with an infusion of natural materials is stunning. I can tell Heather has very intentionally created a gorgeous bedroom sanctuary. The This is a lovely room.
Thank you. And you see our beautiful son over here hiding.
So tell me about the inspiration behind this space.
This is definitely Heather's space. So yeah, let me say what I can say about it. I step back and let her do whatever she wants in here.
Yeah, it was a totally different room, you know, a little while ago. But I wanted it to feel like a little bit more comforting and like a relaxing space. And luckily I have a really great friend, Sabrina, who is so talented at design. Like I knew I wanted these dark walls and I wanted to do wainscoting. And I couldn't enlist the help of Taylor. So I had to do that all by myself. My friend Ash helped me. And then after all this was done, and I had this blank space, Sabrina came in and was like, she basically made me leave the room and then come back in, and I was like, oh, I feel like I'm in a hotel and I can just relax, which is what everybody wants, right?
Heading upstairs, I can tell I'm entering work and play territory. Between two boys, Heather's accolades, and Taylor's woodworking talent, I know I'm in for even more fun surprises.
This map right here, my mom saved this from the Beyoncé tour, and she would follow me around, and she actually, we kept some of them up, but they have their little footsteps where I'd start and where I'd end. Some of them got taken down from kids, you know.
Why are they going on?
But yeah, she would follow me around when I was traveling and like kind of map out where I was going next.
What was the craziest concert or event that you danced at with Beyoncé?
Oh golly, with Beyoncé? I think it was my very first performance with Beyoncé. We were doing this show in Houston, Texas, which is her hometown, and it was with a stadium of like 50,000 people. It was the biggest one I've ever done, and that was my very first show. And 10 minutes before the show went on, they handed us heels that were this tall. And we had to go on stage and dance in these stripper heels on chairs, for like, of all things. We were dancing on top of chairs. It was the craziest thing I've ever done. And we all just dropped like flies. Like we were just, she couldn't even dance. Once Beyoncé couldn't dance, you know the queen can't do it, we couldn't do it, so.
There must be so many just incredible memories from that.
Oh yeah, just a whole different life.
I love this room that you have here because it's where you audition. You also have a lot of your accomplishments here. I mean, Glee was such a big part of your life.
It was, yeah.
Do you sometimes look back and maybe wish that you took it in more at the time, or were you actually soaking it in?
Absolutely, absolutely. We had a conversation earlier where we were like, I don't remember certain parts of my life. There's moments where I just can't believe I don't have that memory, that vivid memory, because I think I was so young and so nervous to do the wrong thing, to say the wrong thing. Like, you know, am I worth it here in this job? I always felt like I was proving myself. So yeah, I didn't really take it in as much as I wish I would have.
But what's crazy to me is your character, Brittany, was iconic on that show. It had so many
Thank
good
you.
one-liners, and you hadn't really done any acting before that.
No, I had taken a couple acting classes before that, before the show. That's why I went to help out Zach Woodley, who was the choreographer. He knew I wanted to be an actress, so he was doing me a solid, and he was like, I'm gonna bring you on, I'm gonna tell the creators that you wanna be this actress, this big time actress. So he did. Like I went to assist him, and Ryan Murphy came, and so he kind of like nudged him and said she wants to be performing and be an actress. And so I don't know if you know, but essentially I never auditioned for the role. I just went to teach the actors. I was teaching Jenna and Chris the Single Ladies dance, and I had already done it because I was touring with Beyonce. So I dressed all cute, and I wore a nice little outfit, nice little romper, and I got the job the next day that I was playing this character, Brittany. Her name was like, you know, whatever, Quinn, or I don't know, something random. And I got the job.
Wow. And the entertainment industry is not easy, but you're still working in it. You're now producing. So tell me about this podcast that you're producing.
Yes, so it's called The Bystanders. Audio dramas or scripted podcasts are up and coming. They're becoming so huge, which is so fun because it's like this 1940s like like play almost, and they used to listen to them back in the day, and now we're bringing it back. And so we have a musical score, and we have all these great key players: Jane Lynch, Oscar Nunez, Ki Hong Lee, Kristen Chenoweth, Ed Westwick from Gossip Girl.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's so fun. So it's a dark comedy about a group of neighbors who witness one of their own get murdered, and they do nothing. And it's this huge phenomenon that happened, I think it's in the 80s, where it's kind of loosely based on the same idea, where all these neighbors saw this girl in their apartment complex get murdered and nobody did anything. And we're like so fascinated by that concept because it's really relevant nowadays, where you see people pick up their phone and they'll video something on a train or they'll video something happening, but they don't really get involved.
Yeah.
And so we just wanted to explore that and what that would be like, being those people who just picked up a phone. Or, you know, maybe they either, there's like 3 responses: fight, flight, or flee. You know, like, what is your response? What are these characters' responses, and why are they doing what they're doing?
Well, that's so exciting. I can tell that you're really passionate about it.
Oh, it's so fun. It's such a learning process, but it's so fun.
So people can listen to that right now. It's out and available.
Yeah, all podcast platforms. There's a website, thebystanderspodcast.com. So, yeah.
Amazing. We'll definitely tune in.
Thanks.
She dances, she acts, she even produces podcasts. I hope some of this talent rubs off on me while I'm here. Now that I've seen Heather's creative zone, time to head into Taylor's workspace and see if I can try my hand at getting crafty with this family.
All right, so I brought you out here to do this cool DIY textured art that I have been inspired by forever. We did it in our kitchen dining room, so I brought us out here to work on some. And so you have a little gift to take home.
Thank you.
So I have my own that I painted over because I always like to upcycle stuff. So I kind of gave it like a little
Okay.
thing. Oh, and Owen's gonna be your assistant today.
Yeah, you can help me because I've never done this before. And I hear you're kind of a pro.
Yeah.
You paints a lot.
Yeah, because I paint with my mom a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's the key to this?
There is no key. It's art, so it's open for interpretation. It's in the eye of the beholder. So really, you're just taking this joint compound and you're slapping it on there. You just want to get a nice coat on there at first, just so that it covers the whole area at least.
How thick?
I don't know, just as long as it's covering. I think you want a little bit of thickness to it because you do want to create texture. So once we start getting like designs in there, you want to make sure you're not seeing the back canvas, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to see the actual canvas itself.
I mean,
Or
I
in
like
my
that
case,
this is
the
something
wood.
that anyone can do.
It's so easy.
When we're gonna paint?
And then we'll paint it when it's dry.
It's like I'm
okay?
getting a lesson of painting and parenting all in one.
Yeah, it's all about
Like inspiration for when I have kids. Like, oh, if I say it like that.
inspiration for kids. It's all about patience. All right, so you got your texture on there. So we can go ahead and use our tools that we have. I brought some forks, which you can either use a fork or you can use, this one kind of has a ridge to it, right? You can see once you get all that out, this is like, it makes kind of like the fork design, but it's a little bit thicker. So you can make, I don't want to ruin yours, I'll start with mine. You can make, without applying a lot of pressure, you can do something like that. Or
And
you
can
could,
you add color too if you
and
want?
so once it dries, then you can start adding color. That looks really cool.
Yeah, we're
Wow.
doing like. All right, can you judge our
Oh yeah.
masterpiece?
Oh, mine, oh.
I really
mine's
like that.
actually like, I just
really
finished.
like that. It's got a lot of texture to it. Yours is very artsy.
Thank you.
It's very abstract, texture-y. I like them. Nice job.
With my artistic touch now complete, it's time to check out the backyard.
Welcome to the backyard.
I love this. This is so inside Arizona, outside California.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly. I wanted it to
Yep.
feel like Palm Springs.
It does.
Yeah.
And I love
grass.
this
Minus
table.
the colors.
I hear that this is a specialty of yours.
Come on.
Come on, join us.
Eli!
Yeah, this is capitalizing on another opportunity. This was formerly, this is reclaimed red cedar, and this was taken off the side. It was used as siding from a church. And so it was all painted, and so some of the paint marks are kind of still on here, hidden a little bit, but yeah, I had a friend that gifted me all the wood, and we needed an outside table, so.
Well, it seems like this life is idyllic because you have a wonderful home, you're in California, you're both very busy, you work together on home design. What does a normal day off look like for you two?
The couch. The couch, not moving, watching football, relaxing. Just honestly, like, we're so busy in life that when we get a day off, it's just do nothing, relax, like, let them go do what they want to do and just take a moment to breathe. That's kind of why I think we, like, this whole backyard for me is such a, like an oasis almost, because it just feels like I'm not in LA, although there are some great power lines up here, which you can't get rid of. But, you know, I just like to come out here and relax and just enjoy it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in the shop most of the week, so I don't get a lot of time with the boys, so my days off are generally either them, split between them and the couch, for sure.
Yeah.
Try and relax as much as I
Yeah,
can.
we have baseball, we have school, we have homework, then I have auditions, and then it's like, there's no time for anything else.
Well, something you do make time for is dancing, which
Yes.
leads us to an activity that I know you wanted to do with me.
Which I know
I'm a
you're
terrible
so
dancer. I'm like
excited
so
for.
embarrassed to even have to do this. But I'm ready to learn a dance.
You know she's just gonna come out. You're just gonna
Yeah,
finish.
she's
No,
gonna
no,
slay
no,
this
I'm
thing.
really
So
bad. No, I can't pick up choreography. Like there's something in my brain that doesn't work. But yeah, let's do it.
I think you can
So
do
yeah,
it.
show me.
I think you're your own worst critic.
Well, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
All right,
I dance
well,
like
let's
a
do
zombie.
it. Oh, and do you want to do this with us?
You want to show it?
Where should we go over there?
Do we need our handy dandy ring light? I feel like you can't do a
Oh,
TikTok
yeah.
dance without a ring light. Well, we need somebody to hold it, okay?
Okay, I'll hold it.
You'll be the guy?
Are you gonna hold
Be
it
the
for
camera
me?
guy?
Are you the camera guy? Should we see how good it looks with him being the camera guy?
Okay, yeah. I never thought I would voluntarily film myself dancing, but with Heather as my coach, I'm ready to get outside my comfort zone. Yeah, so what's
go
your
like
process for when you make a TikTok?
I watch it a million times before I actually do it.
Yeah.
Because you think I'd be like, oh yeah, I got this. No, you have to see a TikTok dance like a million times because you can't just like pause it and play it, right? You can't just like learn a few beats. You have to watch the whole thing through. So TikTok was not made for dancers, I feel. Yeah, and of course you have to have this, you know, a holder, ring light, if you will, if you want to look
camera
nice.
operator as well.
And a
You need
camera
that.
operator.
You ready? Okay.
Yeah. Are we ready?
It's on the light.
Are you gonna dance too in a frame?
I'll dance into it.
Okay. Ready? Should we go?
Yeah, go. It's not filming us yet. Go. Here we go, come on. Swing it. Cross it. This is amazing.
That was good.
That was really good.
Oh, best one.
That was so good.
All right. So, I'm sweating.
Yeah, it's hot.
We did a tour, we made some art, we did a TikTok. How do you usually end your days with your family?
Gosh, we watch a movie. Yes, we watch a movie. We like to relax outside, just decompress from the day. I mean, we live such a busy life. We like to come out and enjoy the outside and the outside air, and sometimes we do like tents, but we try to do as much outside as we can. So we put up a movie theater for us out here to enjoy.
Well, I said let's go over and watch a movie. It's so cute over there.
I know.
After all that dance cardio, I'm ready to put my feet up and relax. Heather and Taylor's commitment to getting the kids outdoors has culminated in this fun outdoor theater space, and I'm here for it.
Okay, I brought the popcorn.
Yay!
The best part of the movie.
Where's the ice cream?
Where's the ice cream? I didn't know I was supposed to get ice cream. Here,
This is mine.
this is all
Can I
mine.
have a little bit?
All my popcorn.
This is lovely. How often do you do this?
We try to do it with
This is me and yours popcorn.
with company. Yeah, we got this a few months ago, and it's just been like, we've been able to set it up in the boys' rooms and stuff like that, and definitely now that it's getting cooler out, get to do it outside more. I love it.
Heather, thank you so much for having me here. We did a lot today.
We did so much.
Did a home tour, did a DIY project.
Did a TikTok.
Did a TikTok.
We did a worm.
I did my one move. Did a movie night.
We did a movie night.
Yeah, so thank you so much for showing me everything, and I had a lot of fun.
I feel like you're part of the family now.
All right, well, I'll come back, all right? Till next time. Whoa.
Oh, whoa. Hey, she threw it at me. She said, whoa.
Did I do it right?
No, you did it. She did it.
What a treat, spending the day with Heather's whole family in this idyllic Southwestern style home. From the design to the DIY, dancing and popcorn, I feel like I got my fill. Maybe I'll consider auditioning for Beyoncé's next tour. Better get practicing.